heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? So this rematch is coming up, and to tell you the truth, I don't know what's going to happen. I looked at the betting odds. They have it an even fight. The last time I looked at the odds, they had both guys at a minus 115. It was an even fight. Going into the first fight, we know Klitschko was the betting favorite, the 5-1 favorite. Well, we know about Klitschko's reign, the 18 successful title defenses, so on and so forth. We know his history, okay? I see a lot of fans in my comment section, and, at the end of the day, they might be right, but let me just give you a different perspective about this. Hearing a lot of people say that all Wladimir Klitschko has to do is just, throw his hands. It's all he has to do is just throw his hands and he'll win the fight. I don't even know what that means. To be able to throw your hands, something has to be there for you to hit. Kirat Pulev, when Wladimir fought him, and that's one of Wladimir. I know I bring that fight up a lot, but to me, it's one of his more impressive performances over the last few years. Pulev was fighting Klitschko. He tried to come out and have a jabbing contest with him. He tried to have a fencing contest with him, and Pulev has one of the best jabs in the division. I can't even lie about that. He does. But the thing about his jab, it's an effective jab, but against Wladimir, he has cement feet. He just stood there and he tried to just lean back. And then if he didn't lean back, he'll take one hop back. That was the rhythm he fought. He fought in that rhythm. Wladimir is a good enough technician to where if you're just going to stand there with cement feet and then your defense is just to lean back and have your hands up in the air, it was the positioning of Pulev's hands that got him in trouble. Wladimir was able to locate where the openings were, and he was able to get in there with the left hook. There were times Pulev had his hands out to try to paw with Wladimir, and when he thought a jab was coming, that's when Wladimir stepped in with boom, hard right hands. That's his left hook off his jab. It's one of his best punches, along with his straight right hand and along with his jab. Bryant Jennings. Some people say, well, he was just too small. Well, you can say that, but he has an 84-inch reach. I mean, Jennings has very long arms. One thing that was hindering Jennings in that fight with Wladimir, along with, Wladimir having more experience and the size, was the fact that Jennings fights with a high guard sometimes, and that can hinder his offense because if you got a high guard up and the guy's using his jab to control the distance on you with his reach, even though you have long arms yourself, if you're not, playing pitch and catch or parrying punches where you can catch a jab with your, let's say your left hand and then come back with a straight right hand or catch it with your right glove, come back with your own jab. If you're not, doing the pitch and catch and you're literally just keeping your guards up and you're going to wait for him to get off and then try to come back, it's going to be hard doing that against Wladimir because he'll just keep the jab out there, even if he's pawing with it. Just controlling you, touching you. And if he's constantly doing that, and then Jennings would try to, he'll have his high guards up. Then he would get desperate sometime and try to just reach and lunge and jump in. And Wladimir would just escape. He'll use the side door on you and just escape. That's what I think was stopping Jennings in that fight. The thing with Tyson Fury is there's nothing going to be there for him to hit. Now, could he go in there and land a right hand and put Fury to sleep? Of course, it's the heavyweight division. It can happen. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that can't happen, but the possibility of it happening, I don't know. And people like to say, well, Fury got knocked down by Steve Cunningham. It's like, yeah, he did. I don't think he respected Cunningham's power, left himself open, and he got caught. He respects Vladimir's power to the fullest. Trust me. So his mindset is a little bit different, along with the fact that, yes, Cunningham, cruiserweight, fought a little bit of heavyweight. Steve Cunningham is a championship level fighter at the cruiserweight division, so we can't just, he isn't a huge power puncher, but if a guy catches you with the right shot and you're not expecting it, you can get put on your ass, and he got put on his ass in that fight. But he got up and he won the fight. We got to give him credit for that too. He was in a lot better shape for the Klitschko fight, I know that much. And the shot that Cunningham hit him with was kind of one of those. I remember being in the gym, and my trainer, I used to train with Mr. Derek Winston. He used to tell me, don't get caught with the okie doke. And I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'5", not as tall as, Klitschko and Fury, but I'm 6'5". And I remember guys that, they used to spar in the gym, they would like to say it's an orthodox fighter and he's shorter than you. He'll kind of lean over to the left like he's going to throw a left uppercut or a left hook to the body, but really he's leaning over to the left to come over the top with that right hand. That's a shot they can get that can put a lot of guys on their ass because they don't see it coming. Joe Frazier was good at that shot too, but a lot of the shorter heavyweights, or not even heavyweights, if a guy is just shorter fighters in general, are good with that shot. Those overhand rights and overhand lefts when they go down and bend to either side and they come over with the opposite hand. So those shots can catch you. Wladimir doesn't throw those types of shots, man. He's a tall, upright fighter. He fights like a big man, likes to use the jab, likes to, dictate the pace and the range. He couldn't do that with Fury. Fury was dictating the pace. And then he's not unlike Jennings, who's there with the high guard and is going to wait for you to get off and then try to, come out of that guard with wild hooks and leaning and lunging in. Even Samuel Peter in the rematch. I mean, there's a lot of guys who he just controlled the range against. Eddie Chambers, he was able just to control the distance with these guys, even with pawing jabs. And then once he gets you in the where he wants you, then he'll start letting those right hands go or that left hook because he'll start hooking off that pawing jab. He couldn't do that with Fury, man. He was switching up righty to lefty. And then Wladimir kept headhunting. I was talking to a friend offline. We were talking about this. And we both agreed that, Wladimir, in order for him to win this fight, he's going to have to aim that jab at his torso. Just not at his, he can't headhunt with it because he's going to hit a lot of air. Just the irky-jerky movements of Tyson Fury, switching righty to lefty. I mean, he'll slap with his jab, he'll paw with the jab, he'll step in with the jab. He's not there for Wladimir to hit. It's like Wladimir, everything has to be perfect for him to really unleash. If everything isn't perfect, like if you're not right there, he won't throw. He's cautious. He's just like that by nature. I mean, it took Emmanuel Stewart to scream in his ear to try to take Eddie Chambers out. So I don't know, man. I really don't know about this. I just think that it's easy to say, all he has to do is just throw his hands. And like I said, man, I'm pretty sure he knew he had to throw his hands by round 3 of the first fight. This isn't like they went back and did some studying of tapes. I mean, we knew he had to throw his hands during the first fight. The reason he didn't, because things aren't just perfect. You're not right there in front of him. Now, this is my opinion, and because Tyson Fury is very elusive for his size, man. His head isn't just there for you to hit. You have to locate it. You have to hide whatever power shot you're trying to land. You're gonna have to hide it and disguise it. Cunningham was able to drop him because he disguised the right hand. It came over the top out of a weird angle. Klitschko's best punches, straight jabs, straight right hands, and that left hook off the jab. Is nothing. He's gonna have to disguise. He's gonna have to disguise this, but he's been fighting at this rhythm, at this pace for the last 10 years, and he's been very successful. But I just think things are turning over, man. I believe he also couldn't control the clinch game. I thought Fury matched him with strength and looked a little bit stronger in the clinch, if you ask me. And whether you like it or not, Wladimir has been controlling. He did it against Povetkin. He'll push down on your back of your head. He pushed down on Fury's head a few times, but it looked like Fury was just as strong, or if not even stronger, in the clinch than Wladimir. Looked like he was roughing Wladimir up a few times with his free hand in the clinch. Another thing I see that Fury was doing in this fight that Wladimir possibly could take advantage of is sometimes Fury, when he was going to the body with his jab, that was another punch he was landing. They didn't really give him credit for it, but he was jabbing Vlad to the stomach a little bit. And he was landing it. He'll tuck his head down. Say he's in this orthodox stance. He'll tuck his head down, go for the jab, and he'll come in and just grab Wladimir by the waist. And I'm looking like, man, why didn't Wladimir try to, throw a quick check left hook or maybe a straight right hand at a downward position? It's like he just couldn't get it off. He, just like he just couldn't get it off, man. I'm not saying that Wladimir Klitschko is shot. I'm not saying that, but I think this style matchup, it just doesn't suit him, man. This is a different style that he's ever faced. Thompson is not the same style. Also, I mean, all those type of guys, man, this isn't the same style. He's not fighting a guy that's much shorter than him, trying to plod around and leap in with hooks and uppercuts to where, he can take a half step back or go left or right and control the distance and use his jab to stop you. If he doesn't establish his jab by round one, barring a big right hand or left hook landing and putting Fury out, barring that, if he doesn't establish a jab by round one, I can guarantee you rounds two, if it goes 12 rounds, 2 through 12, is going to be a replay of round one. It's going to be Fury dominating the action. But this whole just throw his hands more. Okay, well, what do you mean? Like go in there and go for broke? That isn't his mindset, man. I really, I'm only going by what I've seen him do. I'm not trying to downplay Klitschko. He's one of the all-time best heavyweights. But he's not just going to change his mindset, man. This is like telling Mike Tyson to go in there and just box off your back foot. That's not his game. That's not his game. Wladimir Klitschko game is to control the action with his jab. Then he'll go in for the kill when he softens you up. Now, if he lands a hard left, let's say like against Pulev in the first round, then he'll try to jump on top of that. But his thing is just to wear you down, bust you up, and then get you out of there when he's ready to. He might not get to a point where he's ready to do anything if you're getting outboxed and you're hitting air and the guy's stronger than you in the clinch. Now, anything can happen, but I'm just giving, my true thoughts about this. I'm not going to lie, man. Like, these are my true thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm out.